The COVID-19 related risk perception and vacation behavior shift among the travelers in Pasig City and assessment. For at least two causes, the COVID-19 significantly influenced the worldwide tourism. First, we had the systematic travel limitation that prevent children from traveling even if they want to. Second, the increase of travel anxiety that prompting people to shift their behavior anxiety. Vacation is usually spent in one native country rather than abroad. It involves local sightseeing. Vacation is one of the liveliest part of travelers. The hospitality industry has been doing well, catering thousands of tourists and excursionists every year and earning handsomely. However, it suddenly changed when all country is hit by this COVID-19 pandemic that started from Wuhan, China. The spread of COVID-19 resulted in exponential surge in clinical guidance.
Background of the study. Hospitality industry has always been doing great. Catering to thousands of tourists and excursionists every year, they earn massive profit out of it. Unexpectedly, COVID-19 entered the country around March last year and became a threat to the industry. The unusual circumstances created by this new pandemic have caused many individuals to reconsider their routine and priorities, resulting in significant changes in how individuals go about their daily lives. It has drastically changed our travel patterns and vacation habits, especially the arising factor that influence our travel planning. The locale of the study focuses on the selected barangays in Pasig City where the respondents live. The study's goal is to find out how COVID-19 influences future travel behavior. We look at how this pandemic impacts travelers' risk perceptions and influencing factors and how this affects vacation planning.
Our chapter 2 is gathered from different scholarly journals and articles that are related to our topic. We look at the relationship between the COVID-19 outbreak variables and returns to the travel and leisure industry. Since the effects of crisis to the travel and leisure industry will vary by the subsectors, such as airlines, restaurants, gambling, casino, recreation services, and others, it will be easy to see how different performance measures those tourism subsectors react and sustain over the COVID-19 era, or whether all of the subsectors have similarly destructive impacts over the same period.
Synthesis: we investigate the link between COVID-19 outbreak variables and the travel and leisure industry returns. Because the impact of the crisis on the travel and leisure businesses will differ depending on the subsector, such as airlines, restaurants, gambling, casinos, recreational services, and others. It will be critical to examine how various performance measures in those tourism sectors compare subsectors react and persist during the COVID-19 timeframe, or whether all subsectors have identical harmful effects within the same time span. If sector's decline is large enough to raise concerns about its long prospect, nonetheless, the cruise sector is at the center of the most critical challenge.
Research method. This study will be using a quantitative research method to characterize a systematic analysis of hypotheses by collecting a quantitative data and numerical analysis of data collected. The researchers applied a descriptive research design to seek and identify a population situation occurrence systematically and conveniently. The researcher selects this kind of research design to know the factors that influence Pasiganyo's staycation plan. More likely, the risk perception and vacation behavior shift among the travelers of Pasig City. Population and sample size. Our respondents are the travelers in Pasig City, and there will be 100 respondents that will answer our survey questionnaire using Google Form. This study will be helpful to the travelers, especially to the people who love to staycation.
Sampling technique. This research will use non-probability sampling to be identified as a sampling technique in which samples are chosen based on the researcher's subjective assessment rather than random selection. In our case, we can't just pick respondents randomly. Our criteria is they have to be traveler from either of Barangay Santa Rosa, Rosario, Pinagbuhatan, or Palatio. For a research instrument, convenient sampling method of research is ideal. We will be using convenient sampling to make up individuals that are most easily accessible by the researchers.
Survey questionnaire will be used as an instrument. Instead of manual tallying and interpreting data, we the researchers decided to use an online survey form which is called Google Forms. Given the risk restriction of this pandemic, this data gathering site will be the most efficient and inexpensive way to collect data. The instrument employed in this study consists of 3 sections. First part deals with the respondents' demographic profile like age, gender, and location. Second is the staycation experience. If they have experienced staycation during this pandemic and its purpose. Finally, the third part deals with the main item in this study, the relationship between the planning to various factors.
Data gathering procedure. The most crucial part of the research is the data gathering. After researchers secured proof, reading their questionnaires, then they distributed their questionnaires to the people residing inside the PASIG. With the research connections, they can gather 100 relative respondents that are useful enough for the data needed. After respondents permitted researchers to gather information from them, promising that the information will be only used for research and confidential only.
Table 1 is all about the socio-demographic profile of the respondents in terms of age, gender, location, and purpose of the travel. In terms of age, it shows that out of 100 respondents, there are 84% of respondents in the age of 16 to 25 years old and 14% in the age of 26 to 35 years old, and the lowest percentage of the respondents in the age of 36 years old and above. In terms of a gender, it shows that out of 100 respondents, there are 82% of female and 12% of male. In terms of location, it shows that out of 100 respondents, there are 34% of respondents located in Barangay Palatio, 24% located in Barangay Rosario, 22% located in Barangay Pinagbuhatan, and 20% located in Barangay Santa Rosa. The purpose of the travel, it shows that 51% of the respondents says that they were traveling because of celebrations, like birthdays, weddings, and anniversaries. 41% of respondents traveling because of relaxation and leisure. And 2% of the respondents are traveling because of business and to be with their family.
Table 2, 2.2. Level of perception of staycation planning in terms of introducing staycation trend. Table 2.1 indicates that all statements under introducing staycation trend obtain agree from all of our respondents. This factor signifies a time to spare for recreation, particularly local vacations that are being replaced by vacations abroad. Table 2.2 Level of perception of staycation planning in terms of distance. Table 2.2 shows that respondents agree in statement 1 and 2, while they are strongly agree in statement 3 and 4. All statements refer to considering distance in choosing a vacation spot during this pandemic. Table 2.3 Level of perception of staycation planning in terms of limited service. Table 2.3 shows that the last statement got agreement from the respondents, while 1, 2, and 3 statements are negatively stated. Limited service is where participants prepare to spend their vacation at an accommodation place with the minimal service.
Procrastination. The respondents describe the agreement in procrastination where people wait for the pandemic virus to pass before taking a vacation. People postpone their vacation plans till the pandemic is over. The variable received a cumulative mean of 3.515. Measure. With a cumulative mean of 4.25, the respondents strongly agree that people have a little faith in preventive measures in place and vacation spots. It may be said that individuals believe that the general standards will be insufficient and that infection will occur suddenly and transiently. Seclusion and serenity. With a total mean of 3.9, the respondents agree that seclusion and serenity is one factor that participants pay attention to if they opt to go for a vacation. It could be regarded to mean that people will take vacation to isolated places because precautions will be insufficient and that they will be avoiding interactions as much as possible.
Our SOP tree contains SOP person product moment correlation coefficients. Our SOP tree contains three parts which is 3.1 age of travelers, 3.2 gender of travelers, 3.3 location of staycation plan.
Conclusion. According to the analysis result, the measures factors was identified as the most influential factors, whereas limited service was the less. The demographic factors do not have a significant relationship between participants' vacation plans. According to the study, even if there was a pandemic, most of the travelers intended to do a staycation because of the purpose of celebrations like birthday, wedding, and anniversaries. The research has also shown that limited service has a significant impact on COVID-19 pandemic staycation planning due to its outcome. The majority of tourists evaluated distance when deciding where to stay.